Okie dokie. Hello, how's everybody doing and all that good stuff? All right, as you can see, I got some horses masked. I'm gonna attempt to do a sunset type of scene here. All right, at least try. Get some cute little wave action going with a little bit of ocean in the back, some sky. This idea actually came from a certain person who shall be nameless. Nah, I'm gonna say the name anyway. Jessica. So it was her. She did it. Her fault. It's her. She did it. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna slide the camera over to my left for 1 second here. I'll slide it over just like that, and just like that. All right, right there. You see that little piece of tape right there? Now this is the horizon line. All right, but that little tape will be the vanishing point for our right here, a little dot right there. That's gonna be our vanishing point for the wave. The waves won't be super large and super dramatic, but anyway, that's where the waves are going to be. This is 12 by 14 inch canvas panel. All right, so this is canvas panel. It's not watercolor paper or anything. Okay, now how did I put the horses in there? Well, I seen hey Jessica, hey Sonia, how are you? I've seen a picture of 4 horses walking along a beach. I'm like, oh well, that's neat looking. Hey Billy, what's going on, bro? And so, yeah, it's your fault. It's your fault, Jessica. All yours. All yours. You gotta own it. You gotta own it. Anyway, I seen it. It was a pretty clear day, nothing really dramatic. Just 4 horses walking on the beach. I'm gonna take the concept, but I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Okay, so actually I got some, it's called vellum paper. It's very see-through. It's actually tracing paper. Very, very see-through. So I took it and I took a mechanical pencil, sketched out the horses. The horses will be in silhouette, but you can see the general shape, their heads down, everything, they're actually horses. All right. I must admit, it was kind of a pain to sketch them in there. Then on the paper, then I gotta darken the side of the paper, one side of the paper, tape it to the board, and then take a pen, sketch them out, shade them in, and then cut them. All right, so I cut them, I put them down there pretty good, so once I go over the paint or whatever, the background, these won't lift up. Hopefully we'll see what happens. All right, so you're gonna get me later. Promises. Anyway, let's look over here to your lower right. What we got is titanium white, cad yellow, yellow ochre. I got some terracotta. It's just a reddish brown. Cad red, Prussian blue, ivory black. All right, okay then. Alrighty, and all of that good stuff. Let's take a 1.5 inch flat brush here. I know you don't really see the top, but the very edge of the thing is like right up there. And since we're going to concentrate on the top anyway, I'll just kind of this down a little bit. Now I had to readjust my camera and try to put some WD-40 on my tripod here to try to loosen up this camera so it won't bounce around like that. It doesn't seem to be working very well, but we'll tend with that later. All right. You've seen the camera go out. That's because my attachment, my HDMI cable, it was bent. It's just the weight of the cable. It's a very thick, heavy cable, and the attachment is real thin. The hookup for the HDMI, and I looked at it and I'm like, ugh, I'm surprised I didn't get any more issues with it. So, okay, what I'm going to use is vegetable glycerin and white paint mixed together. Okay, and this is just my version, an acrylic version of liquid white, basically. That's all that is. All right, and I'm going to kind of put it here on the top. So it's just vegetable glycerin mixed in with white paint, essentially. Now, because it's mixed with white paint, the drying time is going to be a wee bit faster. But once again, very little bit of do you. You only need it just to blend anyway. So I'm kind of rubbing it right into the canvas there with this brush. This brush goes through a lot of abuse, but you know, my one brush lasted me a few years, so I got a couple more of these. They came in a pack, so. But all right, that's pretty much it right there. All right, I'll just clean off the brush here. I'm going to get a type of sunrise with a lot of clouds just wisping in there. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna set this brush to the side. I'm going to get a fan brush, but I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of one that's not really too wide. All right. I guess I'll deal with this one. This one's not too bad, I guess. It's a hog's hair brush. The bristles are a little stiff, but that should be all right. It's a number 8 fan. Okay, where do I essentially kind of want the sun? Now, usually you kind of put the brightest spot right in here, but I'm gonna put the brightest spot over on this side. All right. Okay. So let's pretty much let's get at this thing. I think I shall probably, before I do that, let's put a little bit of blue in there. I'm not going to go too heavy with the blue. Let's take the corner of this brush. We'll put it here. Okay. Get a lot of white. I really want to kind of bleach out that blue. Really light. This should be okay. I don't need too much of this. And we're going to kind of scatter it up here a little bit. Up in the top. I don't know if I really want a lot over here, but maybe in this general direction up here, like that. All right. Like I say, I don't need too much of that because I'm going to have other colors. Hello, Johnny. How are you? Good to see you. I'm going to have some other clouds floating around, having a little fun. But I want to at least have the look of a blue sky in there somewhere, in there. Okay. Now I will take a very soft hairbrush here, and I'm just going to kind of wave it around, kind of fill it up here. Try to get rid of the streaks anyway. Okay. So the flat color of the blue will be fine because it's just going to represent nothing but the sky. So I'm rubbing it in there where I want it to go. Then I'll just smooth it out here. And as I'm doing it, I'll smooth it out some. I just kind of want a path of where I want the sky to be. And then wide circles just to smooth it out a little bit. We'll be doing more blending here and there as I go through this. And once again, I'm just taking the brush, I'm just moving the paint around, blending it. This board seems kind of small compared to what I've been painting on for the past 5 days. So the fish painting is gone. From the time of this recording, it's been gone about a day. And the owner really likes it, which is cool. Commissions can be a little nerve-wracking, you know. All right, as you can see, very pale blue sky there. Not going to see much of a difference because obviously we're surrounded by all this white coloring. Oh, I'm living the dream, Johnny. I'm doing all right, doing well. Okay. All right, let's go to our fan brush now. And so what I'm going to do with the fan brush is I'll tease off now this white in here already. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of yellow right on the corner of the brush here. All right, and we'll just kind of, and what I'll do is just kind of flick and kind of stuff like this. And I'll wave it around, off, kind of, you know, do all of this kind of stuff with it. I just got to be careful with the yellow going into the blue because I don't want, you know, my sky turning green or anything like that. Oh, heavens forbid. I'll bring some of this down here. Like I say, it's mixing in with the white anyway. So a nice little band of yellow would be cool. All right. And I'm gonna make it look cloud-like as we go along. We're gonna put other colors in this, but a nice band of yellow would be good. I'm gonna take the same brush because you can actually blend with the fan brush. All right. Let's take some of this yellow ochre. Okay, and we're gonna have all of this brightness here in this corner, and I'll take the yellow ochre and we're just gonna kind of wisp together some cloud-like bits in here. We're just gonna kind of have it kind of pan out a little bit. Now you can bring the yellow ochre up into your clouds. That's fine, because it's got a little bit of brown in there to kind of kill it off a little. And we'll spread it out a little bit. I'll bring some of that up in here. And I'm gonna smooth a lot of that out. Don't worry. We'll bring some of this ochre into this yellow. Kind of bring that yellow down a little bit, but we'll kind of fluff it up around in there. All right. I'm gonna softly blend some of this together. I got an even smaller brush. I can do some of that with, or I can just tap it in. Okay. And when they're like this, I can kind of, instead of making it really harsh, I can kind of blend it in like that. Just tap it in there. Remember, the paint's a little wet, so tapping it in blends it without really killing a lot of the color, without really super over blending anything. So just soften it a little bit. Okay. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just gonna soften the edges. As I'm pouncing it in here, it's mixing in a little bit with the white. Now when you do things like this, see, I can softly go in there with that, into that blue a little bit. Just like that, just kind of tap it in here. Now this brush, it's gentle, got gentle hairs and such, but I can't really stir it around and everything because it's just too small. See that? So I'll do a little something like that. Now I can take the slightly larger brush. I'll show you what they look like. Okay, see, this one's kind of short and tight. This one's a little looser. I can take it either in circular motions like I'm doing now, or crisscross like this. And I'm just smoothing it out a little bit. Just kind of softening a little bit of the edges there, kind of. And you can go a little harder, a little softer, really up to you. How you want to do it. I'm gonna wake this sky up a little bit with that hair out of there. I can blend this like that, blend it up in here a little bit. See, with this ochre, I can kind of blend that into the blue. It's not gonna turn all green and everything. Okay, come in here a little bit, just like that. Just kind of soften it just a little bit. Now, let's take a little touch of red. Little touch, and I mean, see that? A little bit of red. And we'll come, we'll kind of play around in here a little bit. And I'll just kind of, I'm gonna bring this red kind of directional all up in here. And we can make it look cloud-like by just wisping. See this? Just kind of wisp it around. A little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Real soft. Bring them in there. Go in one direction if you want. Take another little tiny bit, just a few hairs of red. I'm wiping some of it off of my, we'll come up here and do the same thing. Up in here a little bit, up into that blue just a little bit. I'm still wisping in pretty much in one direction. Come out here a little. Bring some of that in here. Bring some of that out there a little bit. I'm gonna bring some of that way up here. Just like that. Still going gradually in the same directions. All right. Wisp. Now you can blend with this brush. As you can see, it used to be called a fan blender because you can blend all of this. I'm just repeating the strokes. So I'll just blend downward here. Now with the soft, this brush got coarser hairs, so it's actually kind of scratching up. Well, it's not physically scratching, but you can hear it. All right, it's kind of. You can get a softer brush and blend if you would like. And I'm just, the more you do it, the more it blends in. See how smooth the blend is getting? And really I'm just getting those edges out of there. I'm just kind of blend some of that red into the yellow a little bit, like so. Got a nice intensity in here, which is cool. It's all right. A-okay. But it's a nice little mix of colors. Now I'm gonna soften a lot of this still. All right. It is really just going over it. Now, especially when the paint's still wet. Now, when you got clouds going kind of in one direction, you're gonna blend in that way too. So you blend it the way you got your cloud strokes going. Just softly blend it. Now I can feel the paint tacking up, which means it's starting to kind of dry a bit, which is fine. That's cool. But I'm still going in that direction. And I'm just blending it all, depending on the weight that you do it. All right, that kind of determines how much blending you're doing. But I'm still going in that direction. Now if I want to kill some of that, I just go in the opposite direction. It just fades some of that away. Or I just go straight. It doesn't matter. Okay. Just like that. We got Jessica over here calling horses. All right, I'm gonna take a wee bit of white, and the white's gonna blend in. Now I want the intensity to be over here anyway, so once again I'm gonna take some of this titanium white, put it right where I want maybe the sunlight to be or whatever, and I'm just gonna kind of pop some of that intensity all up in here. And what I'm gonna do is blend all of that, just like I've blended everything else. It kind of gives you a soft glow. I'm still going in that direction, kind of going upward. Now, remember, this paint's still a little tacky, a little wet, so I can kind of get away with that. But I'm still using just a little paint at a time to do it. Once again, I want it to kind of be bright in one area here, so I'm just going back over here in the beginning, here in the, on this bottom side here. Then I'll kind of brush it into the yellow, into the reds a little bit. That. Let's get some more white here, and then I'll pop in a few little white bits here and there. Now this is going to be blended in a little, so don't get panicky. I know it's kind of thick, but it's okay. You'll see what I'm gonna do here in a minute. And once again, I'll just take it, see, and just blend it in. It's up to you to control the intensity of how much of it you want. Maybe you want some of that to kind of linger a little. Up to you of how much of it you want in there. All right. Like I say, the paint's still a little wet. I'm still going in the same direction. Keep going in the same direction. Okay. I'll take my brush very lightly and blend all of that. Now you guys can see it better on your screen than I can see it because glycerin's kind of reflective. But it gives your sky a little bit of movement in there. Okay. Hey, Dorothy. Oh. Let's see. Oh, gee, one of them. Whew. Okay. I don't know where these people come from when they do that. How you doing, Madonna? I've seen it on Diana's. It happens on mine. Well, right now they're starting to do it on the lives. So I don't know who these people are. I particularly don't care. They are, as of right now, just a mild annoyance. And I'm just blending some of that yellow into that blue, or the yellow ochre. Let me get it right. Okay, yellow ochre into the blue. Okay. Now, as you see me keep doing this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change brushes for a second. Let's get a, I guess I'll use a short flat brush here. I'm dipping into my white because I want my white to be a little stronger in here, just so that you know this is where all the business is happening, right up in here. I'm just tapping in a little bit. Okay. And as I'm doing, I got to turn my head here. I got to look a certain way. As I'm doing it, I'm going to bring some of that out here a little. And it's just a little bit of directional for the sunlight, for the clouds. We're going to kind of pop some in here. Just where the intensity of the light is going to be there. That's all I'm doing. And once again, I'm still going to pull in that direction. Actually, I just want the intensity here in this corner somewhere. Okay, much like what you're looking at. I'm looking at it too. I'm looking at it on the TV screen to actually see where I'm going and what the heck I'm doing here, like that. So I kind of want it out in this direction. There's a reason for that, and I'm gonna show you in a few. There's a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. All right. Yeah, I can take some of that and kind of pop some bits of white in there, just like this. Just like that. It kind of lets the eye know where you're going, almost like a directional thing. I'll have some go this way. So it's really kind of a slick way to kind of throw, just by the way it's going toward this brightness here. All right. Like I said, I don't have to have the sky super dark, or really super like blue. Not necessary up there. Okay. I'll take this little softy brush, and with the softy brush, I'm gonna gently kind of blend, just to soften a little bit, not to blend it out, but just to soften. Just like that. Okie dokie then. Kind of wave some of this still in that direction, but be careful not to really overblend your stuff here. So this is kind of a different sky than you normally see me do, but we'll keep it, you know, kind of brightish like that. All right. Fatima, how you doing, Travel Dreamer? Once again, I apologize. Oh, I apologize. I don't usually mess up that badly. So please accept my apologies. I don't really mean to not to do, you know, stuff like that. Okay. So we have pretty much, this is finished. Nothing really super dramatic. It doesn't need to be. Your colors in itself are dramatic enough. They're still going generally in that direction. We've got our yellow ochre, our yellow white mix, our straight yellow, so we got all of that in there. Yellow ochre, you can blend it into the blue and you're good. Okay. All right. I probably could tap a little more blue on the top. I just don't want it, because I really don't want it to be like that. Anything darker blue would probably denote a storm, which is no storm here. All right, I'm just peeling off yonder tape. I have to be careful because obviously the horses are taped, so I have to watch it here. Even though I pressed, there we got a pretty straightforward horizon line there. Even though I taped the horses down fairly well, still anything could happen. All right, so yeah, I messed that package up literally. My bad. Okay, all right, let's take the camera or the window and we'll move it up there and get it out of your way. All right, so now we'll zoom in on the area here. You just reach back, give it kind of a nudge here. I think you see it right here. All right, I think we're good right about there. It should be good. I'll kind of put the focus on. As you can see, we'll raise this up a little. Of course, it's still jittery and jumping around because I just didn't do it well enough. Okay, I'm gonna have to move this downward there for the simple reason of, let me explain this. Obviously, the horses are on the beach, right? And if I pan this camera, once again, for those who didn't come in or came in a little later, all right, that tape with the little dot, it's right there on the horizon line. Why did I do that? Well, actually, I'll show it to you. I can kind of show it to you this way, show you what the heck I'm gonna do. Let's take a pencil here. Any pencil will do. All right, so we're gonna somehow put a little direction for the waves. Okay, so we got a kind of a line here. All right, so we got a row of waves going that way. We could probably have another row of waves somewhere around in there. I might, no, I think the waves should be good right there. But right here, let's say right about in here, I'm gonna put one kind of checkered right here. So I don't know if you guys will see this very well. I'm doing this for you guys. I'm not really doing this for me. But I'm gonna show you something. Now I can continue it. Let me pan this camera now. So you guys already seen that spot, that part. Now I can bring this upward. Okay. A little checkered line right here. Like that. All right. What I'm doing here is, like, let's say the foam is going to be here. So with this line, all right, I can just, like a little guide. Now for the foam, let me go this way from the corner. I can go out and then come in, come out, come in, straight out again, come in, wave it, straight out, come back in, just like that. Let's just do it this way. Let's have it come out like that. I don't want it to curve. We'll get rid of that curve. So I'll just take an eraser. Like I say, it's just a guide. We'll just get rid of that. Okay. All right. We'll just get rid of that. Anyway, one layer of foam would be probably around there. We're going to get another layer of foam. Maybe, and maybe, and maybe right there. So we'll get some. Once again, when you do it this way, your foam for the curve, it will come out. It will be straight. It will be straight. All right. You come out and you curve it back in. See, come out, come straight, straighter than that, straight, and you come back in, and you straight, and you can bring it out that way if you want. So you got foam here, and right here it's going to be your waves. So you got a wave here, a wave there, and then just foam. And that's basically what I'm going to do. All right. Okay. This painting won't really take, yeah, she is good. She is good. Especially when I do a method. I very rarely do anything like that. I'm pretty good with it. So I don't know what was going on to make me do that. Okay. So once again, I deeply apologize for that screw up. Okay. How do I want to do this? I guess I can pan back a wee bit because it's just me really painting. Let's see, I can pan it out a little bit and maybe bring this, we'll bring it down. Yeah, that's gonna do it until I get this thing straightened out. You know, well, it fell. It fell. My little brace fell, bracket, but that's okay. Because usually when I tackle this thing, I guess it's all right then. Because before I tried to so-called fix it, it never did that when I toggled the camera. So maybe I'll leave good enough alone. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. I should maybe keep it that. All right. So the water is going to be a weird. Oh, somebody else came in doing something crazy. Okay. Nice. I don't know who these people are, and whoops. I don't know who these people are doing this ridiculousness. Anyway, let's see here. Let me see if I can do something special with this individual. Nah, I'm not gonna go through all of that. I ain't got the time for that. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's cool. That means my stuff is getting out there a little bit more. So when I get idiots I count that as a win. All right. The water be a little different in color. Obviously it will have blue in it, but I think I'm gonna dull out that blue with a little bit of brown. Okay. But what I can do is once again use the glycerin in white, because once again glycerin mixed with the white. Well, I appreciate it, Sonia. Crazy comes out of the woodwork. Yeah, it's true. That's true. Well, also, when I was gone for a little while, obviously I didn't have any because, there was no activity. So obviously nobody's gonna, they're not gonna harass a dead site. So, once again, glycerin and white paint. That's all it is. Now, will it cover the marks I just did? Somewhat, but not like you think. As you can see, it's glycerin mixed with white paint. The courses will be covered, of course. Okay. Now, glycerin and the white paint will make the pencil marks smudge, but trust me, that doesn't really matter. I'm gonna get as close as I can to the horizon line without going past it. I want to keep the horizon line fairly tight, so that's good enough. All right, and we'll bring all of this down. Doesn't matter if the pencil lines smudge, they're gonna be covered anyway. No big deal. I'm not adding any more glycerin either. If the glycerin and white paint, I'm just really rubbing it in there really, really well. Okay, just like that. Put it right in there. Now, of course, the horses, they're not anointed horses, so they don't walk on water. Okay, so we'll probably put in. I'll probably mess with some of the sand. I'll do that first before I do the water. Let's go with a little bit of terracotta. We'll bring the terracotta out here. We'll bring a little bit of this yellow ochre into the terracotta. Okay. And no, let's put a little bit of ivory black in there. We'll darken it up. Just like that. There. See how easy you can get sand? Look at that color. Okay. And we'll just kind of pop it in there, just like this. Put it right across, straight. Yep, it's going to get lighter because of the white in the paint there, but it's all right. Bring it right into where I want the waves to be. Okay. It'll be a little more solid down here. So I'm getting some more. I'm gonna pop it down here have it a little solid here. Then I'll just kind of very gently, I'm just lightening my strokes. All right. All right, something like that. Okay. Once again, paint, and this is just craft paint mixed in with, the other colors. Now I'll just now see I'm going in the opposite direction. It just kind of smooth things out a little bit. So it's very gradual. All right, so it won't look so bad when the water meets this stuff. All right, very gradual, just like that. All right. Okay. Alrighty. Let's have a little fun. Let's go back to our trusty little fan brush here. It doesn't really matter what size. I'm going to my my little bit of white. I'll mix it in here. Get a little bit of water. Mix it in there like that. So it's kind of off white. It's all right. And we'll throw some some sand grain in there. We'll just kind of pop it in there like this. Have a little fun with it. Put it in there. Put it right in there. Just like that. It'll dry and all of that. Now a little water mixed in with this stuff. Okay, so it'll kind of soak in and whatever. We're going to take a little bit of black. We'll put the black right here. Get a little bit of water. Loosen it up a little bit. This is a stay wet palette. Okay, so it's just really me messing around. Now we're gonna take the black and we're gonna kind of pop that black in there the same way. Especially down here toward the bottom, we'll get it a little darkened here in the bottom. This is why I wanted to do this first before I go into any other stuff. It's like that. All right. Okay. Just, hey Bill, how are you? How are you? How are you? It's good to see you. So yeah, I'm a glutton for punishment. Now, my white is fading into the background a little bit, or into the sand. Like I knew it would, because is a little too watery. So I'm just gonna get some heavier paint. Okay, just thicker paint. Need to be warded a little bit. It's kind of a gentle dance with this stuff. Okay, and I'm just gonna strengthen it white a little bit. So a little heavier paint, so it kind of stands out a little more. So gotta go a little heavy-handed with it at times. Just put it in there, just like that. And then once again, I'll just leave it be. All right. This would be a nice craft, nice painting project for a group of people also. Probably the thing that would intimidate them the most really is the sketching of the horses and how it's done. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Let's play around with the ocean color. As you see with my palette, I've kind of, it looks disturbing, but that's all right. We'll be okay. Let's take a smaller palette knife. Let's go with a little bit of we'll go with a little bit of blue. We'll kind of put it right here. All right, all right. We'll kill some of that blue with that terracotta. So we'll take it and we'll put it right in here. We'll just keep mixing it. I really don't want it to be a super bluey kind of a blue. Okay. Now this terracotta is like red and blue mix, but we're gonna basically just gray it out a little bit. Let's see how we're looking. Get some white, put it in there, see what it looks like. Yes, I'll keep blending, keep mixing, keep blending. Because I kind of want the blue to be a little blue, but almost like a little dirty blue, which is why I keep mixing the terracotta. You can use a light brown or whatever in it if you want to do it that way. So it's almost like a blue gray. Okay. That might do the trick. Hopefully I made enough of it. This doesn't look like I made enough of it. I might have to get a little bit more. Put a little more love into that. I don't think I have enough. As a matter of fact, I know I don't. So we're gonna play some more, a little more blue, a little more terracotta. We'll mix this in right now. We'll worry about the white later. I just want to make enough of it. That's not really too bad, I guess. It's all right. It's all rightish. That might be enough. Maybe. All right, let's take a flat brush. Not one too large. I do have another one pretty decent size. I'm trying to find where it is here. I guess I'll use this one. This one should do all right. I don't think this brush I beat up too badly. All right. And we're going to just block in the color. All right. Okay, we can bring this down a little bit. Still not doing it the way I want it to, but it's better than before. Okay. Yeah, they can be, because everybody knows what a horse looks like, and if you kind of mess it up, then people will let you know. Trust me, they'll let you know. Okay. Once again, I'm gonna try to get the horizon line really is important. I want to try to get that as straight as possible. So I'm going just below the horizon line. I get it as close as possible as I can to that horizon line. Close as possible up there. All right. The rest, as you can see, block it in. Block it right in. Pressing down pretty good. Pressing down pretty good. I kind of know where the foam is, so I'm not really worried about that. I know where the foam is. But as I'm doing this, block it all in, all between their legs there. Now it's going to start getting a little bit lighter right from there. Okay, but before I do that, let's kind of inch this as close to that horizon line as I possibly can, and still have it at least appear to be straight. So as I'm inching it closer to that line, like I said, I'm gonna get it as close as I possibly can, at least to give the appearance that this thing is straight. Close as I can up there. Then a little below that, it's okay. I just kind of lightly, all the motion of the waves and stuff, it will come in a little bit later. I'll just kind of get some of the streaks out of there a little. And once again, I'll just go lightly across just to tighten up some of that back there. But as you can see, it's not overly super blue. All right, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, now I'm gonna use a soft brush. We're gonna fade this into that brown a little bit. All right. Now, as I do the gradual fade, the fading will be in perspective. All right, I'll show you. You'll see. Kind of doesn't matter which brush I use. So I'll use a bigger brush. You can go crosswise or whatever. All right. I'm gonna get some of this color in here, and we're gonna bring that color down. Go in here, get some of that color right off the tape of the horses, and fade it down, fade it, fade it, fade it. See, it's mixing in with that white. Bring it, fade it in there. Once again, I'm going into perspective. Even this fade will be in perspective. So as I'm going down, it will narrow and narrow and narrow. I'm just fading that block in there and just kind of fade it right into that brown. Come here. I'm just grabbing some color and once again just kind of fade it in there. Okay, fade it right in there like so. I gotta be careful up in here because it's getting a little light, so I gotta strengthen this area. Excuse my head right in here. It's gotta be a little stronger. And once again, very lightly, what Mr. Ross would say, 3 hairs and some air. And just blend it. A lot of it is just a lot of blending. Okay. Especially up around here where it kind of meets. Okay. Once again, it's like down here, but way up there. All right. Okay. I can really start to mess around with the foam right now, or I can deal with the waves. Either one, it really doesn't matter which one I really choose to do first. I guess we'll play with the we'll play a little bit with the waves. Let me do this, because remember, we're the horizon now. Obviously, like I told you, the pencil lines will go away, right? So I'll take my trusty little ruler with the dimes. We'll start a wave like up here somewhere. What I'll do is I'll lightly kind of pop it in there with that line like that, so you guys can see the line there. Okay. We're gonna do another one. We'll put one a little higher up, like there. These waves aren't like these giant, super frothy type of, things you would see. These are gentle ones kind of coming in. I'll put it right about there. Okay. All right. Really, really simple to do these, because once again, these waves are kind of like peaked and they're just lightly rolling in. Okay. Oh, she's really getting the comedy in there. I see. All right. I can do it with the flat brush. I can do it with the fan. Either one would do. Okay. I'm just gonna do it with this. I'll do it with the flat brush today. We're gonna get some white, put it into the color that we've already made. All right. And we'll just kind of guide the waves in. Now, the waves get a little shorter as we get towards the horizon. Okay, let's move this over a little bit, like over there. All right, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. To get a little longer out here, so I'll just do it like this. I'll come here, press, and come out this way. Paint it right on top of the horse. It's all right. And you got to keep it straight. Come down and just go straight. Now, obviously, you barely see it, but it's there. Okay. Go as straight. Don't worry. We'll get it. We'll get this. You'll see in a second, because I'll make it a little bit brighter and brighter. Oh, we'll have one here. Come here. I'm overlapping some of them. They get straighter as you get closer in. Okay. So the more the further you come out, they got that little hump there. Okay, like that. All right. As it comes out here, it's got more of a hump. Not a lot of this is coming like right on top of the horses, so it's okay. All right. Okay, we got a couple in the front. The ones in the front are a little brighter. Let's go like this. I'll give it a little press. Right off the page a little bit. Okay. They get straighter as you. Now I'm on top of the horses, so it don't matter. And they get straighter and straighter. Not as difficult as you would think. And straighter and straighter. Come on out that way. Just like so. I'm going to take a fan brush and we'll paint a few striations of waves. I'm just trying to find a smaller. Let me use this little fella. Are they teasing you, Sonia? Are they teasing you, Sonia? I'm going to mix some of this titanium white just a little bit with this color. Not too much. All right. And once again, press, and you're supposed to go that way. Okay. These guys are a little closer to us, so we'll kind of very light like this. Very light. Just like that. You see that? Give it a little harder press here and just kind of fade it away. Harder press. You want the top to kind of. I'm right on top of the horses on a few of these, so it's all right. Just like that. Come out here. Pop a couple in there like that. Smooth that out a little bit. Okay. Just like that. I'm going to use some more titanium white, obviously, but I'm going to use it more toward the tip, so straight on, like this, because you're just painting. So you can skip them a little bit, but I'm just really, so I'm going to come out neat like that. So you make sure there's a little gap in between the other ones. All right, even with the bigger ones. It's like that. And remember, you keep it straight, like so. You see that? Okay. All right. I'm gonna show you something else, because you can soften those. They don't have to be as harsh. All right. You take a nice blender, especially down in here, if you don't, and go in the opposite direction, just kind of soften them a little bit. See this? Soften them just a little, especially here, if you don't want them to be super. See, just kind of soften it, soften those edges. Maybe, well, I mean, you can do it back here a little bit, kind of blend it. Okay. Just a little bit, not too much, like that. All right. Okay. In the back there, this is really your choice. You can use a little fan brush, like, or not a fan brush, but a little. I'll bring this here. You can use a little bit of a flat brush, or you can use a palette knife. Okay, up to you. I'm more comfortable using a palette knife doing these. I'll scrape up a little bit of whatever I got left for white. I'll mix it in with this blue. Okay. I need more white. A little more white. These are like wave caps and such, so I don't have to have it like really super duper white. And these horses are silhouetted, which is why they're kind of dark. And plus, I really don't want to. These horses are a little small. Because it's really according to the size of the palette. I got a little small roll of paint there. Okay, let's start with the very top. Let's kind of put a horizon line up there. Just be careful. So I try to put it up there the best I know how, anyway. Around across, like so. Let's get a little bit, let's flatten that out a little bit better. And we'll start to kind of put in, when you're near the horizon line, it's little dots. Yeah, that should be bright enough. There's little ones back there. Now we're on canvas panels, so I'm just getting a little movement back here. Not totally super bright, doesn't need to be, but just a little bit of activity back there. I gotta see where I'm at by looking at the TV screen. Okay, now on that corner, if you would like, on that corner back here, it can be a little brighter. And you just kind of stagger them a little bit up around in here. And just brighten that top just a little bit where the horizon line is. Just up there. Okay. I can take a little bit of this and we'll just kind of help this out a little bit. Just drag a bit of the action right on the top here. Just kind of drag it in that direction. Little frothy things going on up there. Don't be afraid to kind of use your palette knife and, you see? Just look like little frothy waves happening back there. Okay, so you can always use the palette knife to kind of, you know, get a little action going on in there a little bit. See? See that? It only takes a tiny bit of white. Okay, and kind of plop it in there like that, and kind of rub it in there a little bit. See, so you got all sorts of frothy stuff going on there. Now, let's get that foam going. The foam is pretty easy. Remember the horizon line here. How it's going at that angle, it comes straight out. Goes back in, straight out, goes back in, straight out, kind of goes back in like that. All right, don't get nervous when you see, you know, see me doing something like that. Okay, let's get rid of this stuff here, put it right there. Let's get some white. Well, I'll just take the white, just pan it out, put it right out there like that. All right, get a little swipe across. That's a little thick, a little thicker than I want maybe. Just kind of thin that out a little bit. Go right across. And what you're gonna do with this, okay, depending if you're right or left-handed. I'm a lefty. I tend to go in reverse. Keep your knife, see, keep your knife level like that. Okay, so it's level. Come here, press, give it a curve, press, go straight in, curve, go straight in. Yeah, this is a lefty thing. It's better for me to go this way. You'll see, watch the difference. Come in, come out, come in, go out, and go in, like that. That's basically what I'm trying to do. All right. And you got another one coming through. Oh, like that. I'm just really firmly pressing because the paint kind of rolls to one side if you press it to one side. Okay, like that. I could probably put another one in there like this. Okay. Now this is up to you also. You can just, well, I would take a brush really. I'll take a flat brush. And you bring some of this foam, you just kind of straight line. Bring it this way. Really lightly bring it in that way. See, it looks like the water's kind of rushing up there. See? But bring it straight. It's got to be straight. Okay? Get some of those wave lines in there. Straight. Just like that. If you guys can't see that too well, let's bring it here. Okay? But like that. Watch this. Let's take a script liner. Let me put this back. Let's put that back here. Let's put this back over here. Let's find my script liner. There you are. Come here, little fella. I got some black paint here, some Mars black. Go right in here with the Mars black. Twirl my brush around. Watch this. Take the Mars black, tip of the paintbrush, and we're gonna add a little bit of, just a little bit of shadow in there, just underneath the foam. All right. You don't have to do every one. Just underneath the foam there, just a little bit. You can use dark brown. Up to you. Just like that. All right. I'll put a little bit of it in there like that. Look at that. Okay. See that? All right. All right. We're not really done using this black, actually. Actually, let me show you this. I have to use a different brush though. I would normally use a watercolor brush for what I'm going to show you. Maybe I'll just use if I got one here. If not, I'm gonna have to dig one out. But I probably can get away with it with the filbert brush. We'll mess around with the filbert with this. Where's my Mars black? There it is. I'll put the black right around in here. You guys can pretty much see it there. Okay, I'll water it down just a little bit. We're gonna, because because our light is pretty much coming from over this side here, which is the reason why I put the light there. We'll put little horsey shadows. Now they can be kind of nondescript because it's a long shadow because the sun is low on the horizon there. So the horse shadows, one, they're going to be straight. So we'll put the stilt legs here straight. Keep them straight. Keep them straight. We'll put the stilt legs in there like that. All right. And we'll give the impression of a horse body up in here, and like its little head, just like that. Here's the other one. The other one's like right here. And you're just really painting impressions of the creature's legs, really. And once again, you're gonna get his little body in there. He's up a little further, so he's like right here. All right, little horsey legs. Of course, you guys didn't see that because the freaking camera's in the way. Of course, of course. Just put it down here. I'm making all sorts of mistakes. Let's put this a little higher. How about that? Like that. All right. Well, we got two more to do. So right here, put it in there. Put it right in there. And well, he's over here. So give kind of the impression of the horse right in there like that. Put his little nosy nose in there like so. Okay. The other one is a little closer to us. It's all right. Actually, let's kind of bunch him this way. Straighten some of that out like that. One, two, three. This fella. He's a little bit ahead of everybody. And he's a little taller. it down. Even pop an ear in there. Just the pattern of this fella. And keep them in kind of a perspective thing there. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. We can still mess around with we can still mess around a little bit. Now this is kind of your interpretation, how you want to do it, you know, because you can still kind of continue some of that in there. Up to you, or you can make it kind of dark gray. Mix it in there. Get a little darker in there. Okay. Up to you. Up to you. Bring some of that back a little bit. Okay. Let's pick these. Let's get the tape off the horses. The horses, once again, will be silhouetted because, well, the light's back there. All right. Okay. So let's do one of these numbers right here. I can actually just take all of this off because it's just nothing but me silhouetting the horses in black. Look, these bits and pieces of them in black. You won't see too much, like, super detail because they're kind of silhouetted in there. All right. Okay. That's horse number 1. This is an extremely sharp knife, so I gotta be careful. Ugh. Get that little piece of tape off of him there. Number 2. Number 3. Trust me, you guys can do this. And number 4. There. Get those off me here. Put them down in here. Put that one down there. All right, I don't need the X-Acto knife. I do put my X-Acto knife up every time I use it. I got one of those little plastic things to cover. All right, you definitely need it. A sharp X-Acto knife has no problem taking a few layers of skin off. All right. So, all right. Let me get my palette knife for a second. Let's kind of reiterate something here. Reiterate some foam in there a little bit. All up in here a little. It's like this. Bring some foam back. Okay. Get the little horse leg off of there. Bring it straight. Straight back. Straight back. Straight back a little bit. Straight back, straight back, straight back. Curve up in there. Okay. All right. Let's get a, well, we'll use a rigger brush. Go into some black and maybe a little bit of blue in that black. Just mixing the black and blue together. And essentially, I'll go from here. Essentially, I'm just going to, just do the block in his shadow, their shadows. I'll softly paint the, I need a little bit of water, get this paint loosened up a little bit here. Almost to an inky consistency. there. And we'll flow this around. I'm just following the shadows that I've done before with these guys. They're not extremely detailed. Put his little ears in there. He's got his little horse hairs in there. But a lot of these guys are going to be in a backlit shadow. But the plan is to keep the horse's general shape. All right. So too many marks can kill it. All right. Of course, I'm gonna put his little tail in there. But they are backlit, so. And I will take that care to do that. I want put his nose in there. I just want their general look in there. Same thing with this fella right here. I'll just kind of, where it's dark at, frame his head, frame a little bit of his belly there. Come up under here where the shadow would be. Dog it, I knew that was going to happen to me. Hold on. It's still kind of wet. My palm print did it, but I can just see, I can move the paint around and make it disappear. That's one of the tricky things about doing this stuff. So I'll just place my hand on top of my hand and fill in the darks. And now I'm not like willy-nilly doing this. I had to kind of really I had to follow this pretty closely. This is not totally black. It's you know, a black and blue mix. And I'm just strengthening some spots. Put his mane in there. His ear. Definitely gotta really put the ear in there. Side of his nose there. And keep it moving. Once you're done with this, it's shadow. You just keep it moving. Okay. I want to put there. Just outline a little bit of him more. Right in here, and his backside, and his mane, his neck area, just like that. All right, we'll move on to the third one here. Can you do a tutorial on how you draw and cut out masking figure like horses or the tuna or a building? Yeah, I can do that. I most definitely, now as they get closer, of course, the details will get a little stronger after they get closer. Once again, still a lot of in shadow. So basically I'm blocking in shapes. And yet it will still represent the animal. But yeah, I can do that. And I'm rolling the brush around so I can get paint essentially on the tip of this thing here. You know, this is a rigger brush, so it's not the largest brush in the world. right here where his eye would be shaded here. That horse head, make sure you got it right. Even when they're this small, still work on getting the shape right for the horse. Even when they're silhouetted like this. So anybody right off the bat can pretty much tell that, yes, it is a horse. Then there's this fellow right here. Pop in where his tail should be there. Get a little bit of water. We're coming down to the end of this. Yep, you guys can see me. I know you guys see plenty of my head here. Can't help it. It's just where the camera's placed here. And basically, once again, I am just painting in the blocked in shapes. I don't have to imagine anything. It's right here. A little bit of water. Now the water is just used to move the paint around. I'm on canvas panel, so I got those little dips and grooves in the panel. Okay, so this board is not smooth like paper or masonite. So you know, I'm painting on top of burlap. But as you can see, the composition is cool. Anything with animals in it, you know, pretty cool. Even when they're silhouetted. As long as you can see the general shape, you know what they are. As long as you know what they are right off the bat, just by looking at it, you've succeeded in your painting doing such. Now the horse, of course, it's got that strong jaw there and it tapers off it, and you're gonna always recognize the horse's head, especially around that mouth area there. God dog it, my brush just fell out of my hand. I got a bad knack for doing that. I think I did it yesterday too. It just kind of fumbles out of my hand. And his mane is right here. Definitely put in where his ears are represented here. Alright, as you can see, they are in shadow, but still, you know what they are. Instantly, you know what they are. Alright, I'll add probably some terracotta in there. A little terracotta and yellow, how about that? So let's get some terracotta, good horsey color. So we'll throw some terracotta in there. And basically, And basically what I'm doing is I'm painting in between some of the black there. Something like that. I'm gonna get a little bit of this yellow. Nah, a little yellow mixed with white. Gotta stick out a little bit. So I got a little tinge of white paint there. Just a little bit. I can get away with some of that right up in here. Maybe up there by his leg a little bit. And we go back into our terracotta. Maybe a little ochre and terracotta. Little water here, loosen the paint just a little bit here. Maybe where his ears are. Little terracotta, a little bit of gray. A little bit on his back, just a little. Then I'll take a little bit of white and a yellow mix here. And right here, just a little highlight of sun there, all right. Alright, hold on guys. Hold on for 1 second, I'll be right with you. Alrighty. Where am I at here? These guys are highlighted. Just highlight his ear real fast, like that. While I got some of this yellow, we'll take some of the ear, maybe right here. Like that. With this one. I think we'll just give old paint over here. We'll just put yellow ochre. We'll give him a yellow ochre. Right in here. And I'm just doing a little batch of the color for this fella. I gotta be careful because of the glycerin in paint. Now it is gonna dry faster than if it was just regular glycerin. Okay, you just gotta be a little careful. Get a little bit of water. Loosen up the paint a little bit. We're like 98% done here. Okay. I'm just softening some of the edges there. Just blur some of it into the black a little bit. Hey Diana, how are you? Well, thank you. I can more or less, oh, I did it again. Same spot too. That's one thing about glycerin. You just pull the glycerin and make it disappear. There. That's twice I put my palm print on there. You can kind of see. The ballad of the left-hander. Okay. We can make this disappear. We can get this out of here. All right. Let's bring this down. Okay. As you guys noticed, there's no border. Okay. No border. Relatively simple painting, really. All right. So this is why over here we got our light over here in this section, because it makes the shadows a little bit on the one makes the shadows longer. It's on this side, so they're cast in this direction. Okay. But as you see, just 4 horses. Man, I don't have enough white paint, do I? Not a bit. I got plenty of every other color that I don't need, but I do need some white paint. This is just little baby accents or whatever. Nothing serious. I'll just take this little brush here, roll it around, and we'll kind of add some little washes in there. Just roll your brush around a little bit, so a little bit of water dragging around by their feet. Okay. Just like that, a little bit of foam or something like that, just by the feet, kind of. Yeah. Put them in the water there. Little activity happening there. All right. Okay, I guess I can sign my name. I usually don't sign my name in bright red. Not too many times. I'll put it here in the corner. Of course, I need a little water. This is not a script liner, it's just a regular brush, so it's a thicker. It's going to give me a thicker line here. Okay. And there we go. I think that's the end of that. Don't really have to pull back anymore. It's pretty much what you see. Yeah, there you go. I'll put the focus on it there. All right. Hey Paul, how you doing? Appreciate you coming through. But yeah, it is a group of wild horses. Just enjoying the beach like everybody else would, having a little fun. Obviously, it's not. This is something I don't typically paint, but something a little different. it was actually inspired by someone asking me to do it. You know, we had a talk about gee, I don't know what else to paint after that fish. So they mentioned horses on the beach. I'm like, okay, well, I never did horses on the beach. So, well, horses on the beach. So, all right, maybe I might return to something like this one day. Much larger horses, though. Much larger. And probably a much larger canvas. This is on canvas panel 12 by 12 by, what are you, 12 by 14? 12 by 16? I forget. I think it's 12 by 16 actually. And it is. It's 12 by 16. So, yeah. Alright guys, I'll take a picture of this. After I take the picture of it, I'll make a thumbnail for the YouTube, and I'll throw this up on Facebook along with the along with the video link. All right, not too bad a time, 4:33. Gotta feed the dog, take him out, all that fun stuff. Well, everybody, I appreciate you. Hey, Bruce, can I do chickens on a skateboard? Asking for a friend. Yeah, that ain't happening. Anything to do with a chicken, that's more your territory. But I appreciate you guys. Fish on the beach, something, or fish. Horses on the beach, something a little different. But appreciate you. Anybody interested in this thing, message me. Or it's just going to be varnished and probably hanging on my wall or sitting on the shelf with the rest of them. But it was fun to do. Wasn't too bad. It didn't take too long to do, theoretically. A little over 90 minutes, so it's about average for me. I enjoy doing the clouds. Something a little different cloud-wise, and most of it was done, well, the majority of it was done with a fan brush. So you can blend with a fan brush. Yeah, nice little sunset, or sunrise, excuse me. There's no purple. Purple would denote a sunset. No purple, just yellow, ochre, and red, and a little bit of white with the blue on top. So we got a sunrise happening there. So, yeah, I'm just reading what you guys are saying there. All right, thank you very much. And Bruce, eventually I am going to get in touch with you, and we'll have a chat about it, because it was actually her idea. So. And it was pretty good for me when she did it. So, but we can talk about it. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe, and I'll see you. Bye-bye.